Welcome everybody to this Clipster webinar. And today I'm going to present you why a brand-owned video channel is the inevitable future. But first of all, I want to thank you for attending this webinar. Always nice to see so many people coming. So we start off right away. This webinar will take roughly 30 minutes, and we kick off from here. Video is booming. That's not something that is really new. If you are working in the field of video, you probably know that in the last years, video is rapidly becoming one of the important parts in the marketing mix, and a lot of companies are using video to get to their customers or their potential customers, and it's growing fast. Recently, there was a survey from Cisco, and they predicted that by 2019, roughly 80% of the world's traffic, the internet traffic, will be video traffic. And basically, that's one figure. If you look at it, that concludes it all. It brings it all together. More interesting are the other figures. Effectiveness. The video has the power to boost organic traffic, and that can be large amounts. Not only that, when video is used, the time spent on site afterwards is increased, and of course that is something we as marketers always look for. And finally, you want to make that conversion. You're investing your money in video, and finally want to make that conversion. And video leads have the power to do that, and even more than other content. If you look at that, conversions related to videos on a site are basically 2 times higher than conversions that are made on sites that don't have video. And even if you look at specific video portals, and that's what we're doing, of course, here at Clipster, creating video portals, that increase can go up to even higher numbers, like 86%. What is the current place of the video channel? If we look at it now, a lot of companies use these 3 platforms, mainly these 3 platforms for video. Of course, the first one, YouTube, is almost used by everybody as the platform for their video marketing, and that's okay. It is a very important channel, but its role is going to change in the future, and that's what I want to show you today. And why is that? The platforms I just show you all have one thing in common, and that is they have a user-first strategy. That user-first strategy is basically that they, as a platform, aim on getting as much traffic as possible, and that is not traffic specifically from one type of user. Look at YouTube; they want to have as many videos played as possible, and in that way, it's not looking at a brand, nor they're looking at as many videos. So there is a user-first strategy. And for brands, that is not the most perfect option, but we'll see that a little bit later. So what does that mean? Brand-first strategy, user-first strategy by platforms like YouTube. It means you have basically no control over what you do on a channel, what you can do basically on a channel. If you look at YouTube, you have, of course, the banner on top. You can change that. You have several grids you can choose from. But basically, that's it. That's the way you can set up your channel. It looks like every other channel. It's from your competitor, but even from just someone around the corner that sets up a nice YouTube channel. Brand safety is quite hard to manage. As we all know, we have the related videos on YouTube, not only on the end of videos, but also on the right side, where related videos are shown. And basically, if you put effort in getting people to watch your videos, either by paid or by having good metadata, it's very easy to lose them afterwards if they see a video of something else they are triggered to look at. So brand safety is a hard thing to create and to obtain on a platform like YouTube. Your creative freedom is besides the logo and the banner, as I told before, you basically have nothing you can do on those channels. And as a brand, you want to be that brand and show your customers what you are, and basically create, and it's the last point, customer journeys. And those customer journeys will allow you, of course, to set up the route you want them to take, lead them through your video content, and basically finally end up with a conversion or a call to action somewhere. And of course, YouTube, but also Vimeo and also Facebook don't give you the options to create that customer journey on that specific channel. Forrester research has of course done some nice research on that, and I've included a quote on that. YouTube is perfect, again, as I told before, as a platform to kick off your video marketing. Basically, it's a platform that you always should use if you use video marketing. But it's insufficient to use only YouTube as your main video platform, for all the reasons I mentioned before. You want to have, if you want to catch your customer, you need more. You need more control over your own experience in terms of branding, your video players, your design, and of course your customer journeys to finally direct the viewers where you want them to go. If we look at both of the strategies, first of all, the user-first strategy that all those brands, all those platforms like YouTube, Facebook are doing, it's different from what a brand desires. A brand wants basically a brand-first strategy where you have all the control and can do whatever you want. And simply that is not possible, but that's what brands desire in their strategy, not only short-term, but basically also, and more important maybe, long-term strategy. If you depend on the strategies of the big platforms, it's hard to create a long-term strategy around that important video content. You can look at it also from a creative point of view. So what I did, I show you first a picture what a user-first strategy is on YouTube and what your channel will look like. And this is what a channel can look like if you're thinking from a brand-first perspective. And really those are two totally different and emergent channels. Of course, the first one is in the normal YouTube settings, and the second one it clearly shows you an environment that is much more immersive and much more triggering the user to take certain actions on that specific channel. So your video channel is inevitably heading towards your ownership, because you want to create those customer journeys. You want to engage, you want to be different. You don't want to look the same as your competitor, as maybe your next door neighbor. You want to interact with your visitors. You want to offer them maybe competitions or trigger them with new content that is coming up by, for example, using countdowns. Program your content. You want to convert your viewers to customers, and that is something you only can do if you build up a clear customer journey and think about a customer journey and have the tools to build up a customer journey. So you want full creative freedom to do so. You want to be in control. If it's long or short running campaigns, that's why what you want to do. You want to create specific landing pages. You even can have a multi-page environment. You can, if you desire, create specific content for specific country language combinations or for specific countries all languages. And in that way, of course, it's much easier to trigger viewers into your funnel and finally convert them. You want to shape a contextual environment. As you well know, a lot of videos don't have it in them to immediately make a conversion, but are very important in your total strategy. And by bringing much more contextual content and around those videos, it's much easier to direct your video viewers to that specific place you want to have them. Interacting, of course, is very important. You want to know what your visitors think. Let them speak, let them talk, and not only via the normal YouTube settings, but much more. You want to be in control. If you want to have 6 different channels, social channels connected, it has to be possible. Another important one is video sources that I used. If you rely on YouTube, you rely on one type of video content. That is okay. YouTube is a very important and video source, and you still can use it on your own video portal. But your own video portal allows you to use other video sources, like the video hosting companies. I mentioned, for example, Brightcove. By the integration of these kinds of videos, you have much more control over the video itself, and it allows you also to do other stuff than just having a channel on YouTube. For instance, you can create a login wall where users first have to log in, and afterwards they can see your content, even have that paid if desired. So the setups that are possible with your own channels are much bigger than you have on, for example, YouTube. And finally, of course, you want to control where you convert your visitor, where in the funnel you want to have that call to action and direct them basically to the point you want to have them. It's finally all about a return on investment, and it's nice that we have cool videos, and those are very important too for branding purposes. But your strategy, it can be branding, but it can also be making conversions from all that video content. So it's very important that you decide, and you have the options to decide where you do that. Content should be seamlessly integrated in your surrounding environment and not being disruptive. On point, and in that way, consumers will consume it and are much more likely to organically share that content. And that is, of course, something we're looking for too. So what is that future place of the Video Hub? Previously, basically everything we did was on the right side, on the third-party channels. Again, as I told before, those are important and will be important in the future. But your Video Hub is in another spot. It's almost integrated or near your own brand website, and it is an owned channel. You control it, and the other channels, the third-party channels, are used for driving traffic to that specific Video Hub. So as fast as you can, with the messages and all the content you have on those channels, you want to drive them to your Video Hub. When you have them on your Video Hub, you have the control over that specific user, and you can control how they go into your funnel and direct them to the specific video content you want to have them look at. So that's important. So in that way, those channels will be important in the future. Only the rule will be changing. Some facts and figures. 72% of video watch time increase when using a video portal. Also, the video views can increase by almost 60% when you do this. So, one of the most important figures, your conversions, your call on your site by your call to actions on Video Hubs can increase by 86%. And as you see, users prefer a Video Hub much more than a normal YouTube channel. It's 80% more. And they will spend more time on your Video Hub than on a YouTube channel. So if you look at all those figures together, you see that they are all combined with the things I said before. Basically says I need to have a Video Hub. And a nice quote of the head of brand engagement for YouTube. He's saying also, basically saying the same. Outside a physical location, owned properties, a Video Hub are the greatest opportunity to immerse your people in your full brand experience. And it's funny that I mentioned YouTube, and I mentioned YouTube several times before. And you probably all heard of the E3, the big gaming convention, and actually YouTube created a specific video portal for the E3, not using their own site, but integrating their own video content in a specially created Video Hub. So basically YouTube is doing it themselves, and I can have a better advocate than the largest video site in the world, basically. So how could it look like? I'm going to have to share my screen now, so I have to do a technical change. I'm going to share my desktop and go over here. Changing backgrounds when running, but more stuff will happen over here. Based on the video, you saw the call to action coming into the screen, buying the surfboard, and when the video ends, it will direct you immediately to specific videos below to watch more episodes, much more immersive. And when I go down, I see I have a beautiful environment where I can look in. I even have competition going on over here. I can watch videos from a different manner over here in a nice way. And over here, again, videos are highlighted related to specific content and call to actions. There's a Twitter feed integrated, but we have more. Basically, when we, for example, go over to experience, of course, this one is all about surfing. There's a map integration over here that shows me stores around the world and gives me perfect beaches for surfing, and also, of course, directs me of some cool videos taking place on specific places in the world. Totally different and totally much more immersive than the normal way of a video channel. And again, just to show you and give you a glimpse of what a Video Hub can look like. You probably heard of David Ching. He has, for me, one of the most beautiful titles in the world. He's a digital prophet at AOL. And basically what he says, there has never been a better time for brands to immerse themselves in digital marketing than right now. The rewards for those bold enough to engage, embrace, and encourage those changes at play in our business are astonishing. And that's basically what it's all about. Video hubs, video channels are new, but the chances are really big. Of course, there are already companies using it, but you see it happening to the left and the right. There are a lot of companies that are much more looking into their video marketing strategy, and video hubs are becoming an important part in that. So this is a time to hop in and to use those video portals for your own brand or for your clients. And that's where my webinar ends today. Again, my name is Loek Wermenbol. I'm the CEO of Clipster, and Clipster is the provider of the specific software to create all those beautiful video hubs and not only create but manage them. And we do that for clients worldwide. I want to thank you for your time. After this presentation, you will receive a short survey. I hope you want to fill it in. And please let me know if you have any questions regarding this matter, and I will be happy to answer those. So thank you all, and goodbye.